Why it's not easy to be a good parent when you are one of Jehovah's Witnesses parents, even if you're not a bad parent. I'm going to talk to you about a story in this book written by an ex-Jehovah's Witness who grew up in the cult and woke up at around 20 years old, left at about 22, and he wrote this book at age 25. And what I like in this book, especially for someone like me, who did not grow up in the cult. I joined as an adult, but I did not grow up in there, thanks goodness. And you can feel the anguish, you can feel the psychotic behavior, you can feel the misery of this kid. Not because he had bad parents, he didn't have bad parents. They were relatively good parents, they loved their kids. But the thing is, they were so strict about the rules of the watchtower. They didn't even pay attention how miserable their kids were. So anyhow, I'm going to tell you about one of the stories that he's telling in the book. When he was about 8 years old, one of his classmates lent him or gave him a little figurine plastic toy in the shape of a Smurf. And if you are not one of Jehovah's Witnesses, never been, you may be laughing your head off, but Jehovah's Witnesses have a fear of Smurf dolls, anything that is in the shape of a Smurf, those little blue characters with the white hat. It's scary for a Jehovah's Witness. So remember that next time you have Jehovah's Witnesses knocking on your door. There are people scared of Smurfs. Alright, the reason why is because, and he's recounting this in this book, the reason why it's because one day a little girl, the daughter of one of Jehovah's Witnesses, apparently saw some Smurf dolls of hers moving. And who knows why she saw those dolls moving. Maybe she was dreaming, regardless, whatever. She mentioned that to her mother, and her mother, in good, psychotic, Jehovah's Witness behavior type woman, she reported that to the elders. She mentioned that her daughter had seen those Smurf dolls moving. And of course, if she had seen those things moving, it's because they were demonized. Because Jehovah's Witnesses, as a matter of fact, all the people that I know who speak of demons more than anybody else. It's funny because they are saying that they are protected from demons being in this religion, and they talk about it more than anybody I know. And if they knew anything about anything, they would know that what you speak of all the time, you tend to attract it more than when you don't speak of it. But Jehovah's Witnesses don't know that. So anyhow, this poor little boy brings a few figurines in the shape of Smurfs, in plastic little toys, and he starts playing with them. When the mother sees that, what does she do? She loses her mind, she grabs the toys from his hands and put them in the trash. The thing is that a few weeks later, he brought some other figurines, and then he brought other figurines, and he brought other figurines, and they were not ever, no matter what type of little plastic toy, plastic figurines he was bringing home, they were always bad. It was always some type of character that would be against Jehovah. So what happened with this little boy in his mind, because he was so frustrated, he could not play with those little figurines that he loved so much. He really liked playing with those. But because he couldn't, he developed a disgust about those figurines, just to basically protect himself from the wanting to play with it. And this is a very, very unhealthy behavior. And I thought it was worth mentioning because all throughout the book, that's what you realize reading the book. That this poor little boy had to cover for his parents' anguish, for his parents' being so indoctrinated within the rules of the watchtower. He had to take it upon himself to be able to survive, to be able to save his brain from being completely neurotic, completely depressed. And that's very sad. That's very sad when you think of it. That's why I was saying at the beginning of the video that when you are a Jehovah's Witness parent, even if you're not a bad parent, a bad person, you can turn out to be a very, very bad parent anyway, because you follow those stupid rules so much to the T. Plus you add to that the personal anxiety, personal psychotic behavior of the Jehovah's Witness, because everyone kind of adapt those rules to each one his own, and some may develop more psychotic behavior than others. Because of all of that, they become very bad parents, and they are so in their bubble that they don't even realize how much they are spoiling the life of their kids. Anyhow, that's all for today. I'll tell you more stories about this book. I really enjoyed it. I read it in a couple of nights because it was very, very interesting and eye-opening for me as an ex-Jehovah's Witness who has not been raised in the watchtower. Anyhow, if you have yourself some type of stories similar to that, please write them down below in the comments, and please subscribe, put thumbs up. If you have subscribed and not clicked on the bell yet, click on the bell so you'll be notified of my next video. In the meantime, thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye now.